Dang. Did Brian Norman price himself out? What's going on, everybody? This is your boy Slick 50, bro. It's getting crazy out here in these streets, man. These boxing streets, I tell you, man. For real, for real. Yo, man. I don't know what's going on, y'all, but make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Tell a friend, you know what I mean? We trying to reach that goal of 10,000 subscribers by the end of this year. And we can't do that without y'all. So I appreciate everybody who hits that like button, that subscribe button, all that good stuff. Hey, we love the love over here. All right. Now, let's get into this. Oh, man, I hope it didn't disconnect, but we gonna see. But, yeah, man. Earlier today, I caught a video from Brian Norman Sr., and he was, breaking it down. I also caught it on the Homeboy channel, Heavy channel as well, where he was saying that it actually end up being 3 offers, right? The first one was cool. The second one, they counter offered. They came back with a little more, he said, and they came back with another one. They did counter, and they came back with another one with a little more. He said he wasn't gonna let his son fight for that. There's so many words. You can check that video out over on my boy Heavy Bag TV channel. And he also said, if it's not a matter of us pricing ourselves out, if we was, Eddie would have came out and said that. Right? And I'm just gonna get into what Eddie said, because I think he's answered Brian Norman's question. I think he is trying to say they priced themselves out, honestly. So without further ado, let's get into this big news. All right. And my camera just disappeared. We're going to keep rolling with it. Yeah, man. We're going to keep it going, bro. I hit the wrong button. I know it was. Okay, there we go. But yeah. So we going to roll with it, bro. Let's see if we still connected. Believe so. Yes, we are. And we're going to roll. Let's get it out from the horse's mouth, as they say. Let's get it.
Frustrating, because you hear everything that Brian Norman Sr. or his daddy's saying, and none of it really makes sense. Like, if this is a really simple situation. The first offer that was made to Brian Norman was nicely over $1 million. They said that they felt that, not insulting, but was nowhere near. We've made 2 more.
Over $1 million. The first time I listened to this, I thought he said $1 million.
Offers. $250,000 every time now, to levels that Brian Norman will never see. And it's like,
and after that, he said it was $250,000, $250,000 they went up each time. So that's at least $1.5 million.
Getting told we're close, then we go back and make another offer, and then we're told by his team that we're actually not that close. And I start to think, Brian Norman, do you want this fight, or are you clout chasing, or, as the others might say over here, cap, or whatever it is?
Not sure how that works, but
not sure it is either. But it's like, do you want to be great, Brian Norman? Like, not being funny. Who is Brian Norman? I know Brian Norman's a good fighter, but no one knows who Brian Norman is. We're giving you a bucket load of money and an opportunity for you to unify the division against, in my opinion, one of the top pound-for-pound fighters in the world. Now, you say Boots is overrated. You say he's not the bogeyman. Then why wouldn't you take this bucket load of money to prove that you're the best welterweight in the world? So let's just stop with the interviews online. We've gone back 3 times now with more money, to a point, like, with all due respect to Brian Norman, he shouldn't be making this kind of money. But we're ready and we're prepared to pay him it. And then we get told, oh, you're miles off. It's like, we just saw an interview with this guy saying we're right close. We've just gone back with another $250,000, and now you're telling us we're miles away. So I don't believe the bullshit of Brian Norman and the team. If you want the fight, you would have taken the fight. And now, we're in a situation where the IBF, which is absolutely ridiculous, has ordered Trudezian to fight.
The rematch.
Listen, the kid's a good fighter. Boots has already beaten him. The IBF have got to stop with this. They're ruining boxing by ordering fights that people really don't want to see, especially when he's already beaten him. So we may vacate the belt and we may do something different because Boots has got to prove to the world how great he is. We may fight Chuzazian and we might.
That messed me up right there when he said they may vacate the belt. They not vacating that belt, bro.
Just get it out of the way. But Brian Norman has missed the boat, and now he's got to go and fight someone for peanuts that no one's ever heard of. Boots is all right. Boots is on a fortune. But Brian Norman had the chance to prove himself as a superstar, and they dropped the ball. And I hate all this stuff. The dad's going on, giving these interviews, and like, you're not even in the conversation. We've never had a conversation with the dad. Very frustrating. Brian Norman.
What could you do differently? You say about maybe vacating the belt and exploring other options.
We have to be in the right. Listen, we may take care of the mandatory again, but we didn't want to. We want to fight. Listen, we've made offers like Stanionis, well north of $1 million. Where's Stanionis going to see money like that? Who is Stanionis? These guys are it's laid on a plate for them. And the problem is with boxing, Brian Norman, Stanionis, Marius Barris, they know they can't beat Boots. And the dad will come out, Brian, yeah, we will. They will fucking prove it then. Excuse my language. It pisses me off because no one wants to really be great. Right? Brian Norman, who no one's ever heard of, has a chance to beat Jaron Ennis and become a superstar in the support and make a fortune on the way. But he talks about it, but he's not about it. And Stanionis, don't even get me started on Stanionis. That geezer piped up on Twitter. I mean, not being funny. When I made the offer to Stanionis, I nearly threw up in my caviar. And now, he don't want to know either. Barrios is fighting someone else, whatever. Look, Barrios is a good fighter. But these guys, they're not really about it. They're not. They talk about it. No one wants to roll the dice and try and be great. That's what it's about.
Is the Rolls Royce smelling like a fishmonger's now?
No, but it's like, it just pisses me off. All I do is read, and then people come back and they're like, oh, Eddie. People, tweet, DM, whatever. Oh, why aren't you going to make Brian, I bet your offer was like 300,000. It's like, I wish it was. It was well over 5 times over that, well over it. And yet he still don't want to fight. What's Brian Norman's biggest purse ever? 200 grand? Please.
Final question.
Like they say, man, you ask, you shall receive. You heard it. He said he offered well over $1 million and went up by 250,000 the other 2 times. Whoo, I don't know, man. Hey, man, I don't know who capping, but this is crazy. Did he talking about Boots go drop the belt? They ain't dropping no belt. They offered Stanionis $1 million. Man, I ain't worried about the Stanionis trip. I want to see Brian Norman and Boots go ahead and get it on, but yeah, man. Then he said, Eddie said, I don't know how true this is, that the most Brian Norman made on a purse was 200,000. And if that's true, I gotta kind of lean more to, you know what I'm saying? You kind of leaning towards pricing yourself out. Like if what Eddie's saying is true, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I can't tell that man what to do. What not do. Know the balancing options of things, because on the business side, I'm on record as saying that Boots still need that coming out fight. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. He has to. He hasn't had that fight where you be like, yeah, he deserved that belt. Whereas we saw Brian Norman tear Santillan out the frame. And he had an all-star team in his corner. And they went in there and did their thing. Salute to Brian Norman for that. So we know Brian Norman deserved the belt that he got. But at the same time, though, I keep telling y'all, it's like a popularity thing, bro. It's like a popularity thing. In Eddie's mind, who is Brian Norman? You heard him say it. Nobody knows who he is. That's what he thinks. And Boots has more popularity. And that's how he feels. So he feels like he's the one that's going to sell the fight. So he should be the A side, this and the third. So I don't know what Brian Norman Sr. and Brian Norman think they should get. Nobody will ever know that number unless they come out and say it. But we do know Brian Norman said Eddie would call him out if he capping, and Eddie done called him out and they said the numbers, which is crazy numbers, yo. Yo, this is wild. It's getting wild, man. Salutes to Matchroom because that was on Matchroom YouTube page. Yeah. Let me know what y'all think. Real talk, bro. Real talk. I need to know what y'all think on this because that's nuts, bro. Yeah, bro. Off the chain because it make me reminisce to the Frank Martin Shakur situation and even the conversations we had about Shakur and Devin. Should Brian Norman receive that same type of smoke or no? I'll tell you what though, we'll talk about it on the judges table tonight, 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. Show up, show out, you know what I'm saying? Having said that, man, I'm your boy Slick 50, man. Let me know what y'all think though. Real talk. And make sure y'all show up, show out, bro. All right. I'm your boy Slick 50 once again. Number 5 here, man. Remember, win, lose, or draw, keep on pushing. You feel me? Deuces, bro.